morning and welcome to Get Started, Meet the Authors session. My name is Nick and I'm one of the co-authors of Get Started, and it's a great pleasure to have you all here today. And with me I have my co-author, Justin. Let's get this thing started.
Okay, that's right. Okay, great. Let me just walk you through a unit of our textbook so that you can get a better idea of what we're trying to offer here, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. Right, so each unit in our Get Started series is split up into 3 sections and focuses on one specific grammar point that we want our students to leave the classroom confident in utilizing.
Yes.
Now, this is the first unit here. This is subject-verb agreement, one of the fundamentals grammar points. We'll talk a little bit more about the level increments as we progress in our presentation. But first, let's just take a look at Unit 1. Okay, the first page is usually a grammar explanation. We have provided a detailed explanation in both English and Japanese for the student and the teacher to go through together. This is part of your lecture. Okay, as you can see, the design it's very colorful, it's very cute, it's attractive, it's appealing, and it's trying to get your student to become a little bit more motivated in their English studies.
It's almost got like a manga feel to it.
It kind of does, doesn't it? Yes. Welcoming, attractive, right? Okay. All of our grammar explanations are labeled and clear and easy to understand. Everything here is designed to get the student ready for page 2. Page 2. Now, what's page 2 about? Page 2 is our second page is a drill page with exercises that focus on just the grammar so that students can see and focus on acquiring and getting more confident with the target language. Right here, we've got subject-verb agreement. We've got different verb conjugations and a very simple exercise here just for them to practice the grammar that we want them to learn, okay?
We want to set them up for success. That's really important.
Absolutely. All right. And finally, the third page is the production page, which is a more in-depth exercise that requires the students to use language covered in previous units and to produce the language covered in the unit with full sentences like we have here. Okay? And each of our units follows this pattern so that there is some sort of consistency. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I think some of you might be thinking, wow, there's some Japanese in the textbook. Well, remember I said that students who are coming in at the false beginner level, they may have acquired a lot of fossilized errors, a lot of misunderstandings when they were studying in their high school English classes. And now is a great time to target those fossilized errors and make sure that we remove them. And being able to compare your language with the target language is really, really important in achieving that goal of removing those errors. Not only that, but also, we don't have a lot of time, for the students to acquire and then to utilize inference, or basically that means guessing. So yes, it is possible if you're learning English every day for 7 or 8 hours to study the language in the target language. So that's kind of all English classes become effective. But this is only usually once a week for 60 or 90 minutes, which is not really enough time for the all English or the immersion technique to work. So for those 2 reasons, removing the fossilized errors, make sure we don't have any misunderstandings, and maximizing our time in the classroom by using Japanese is why you can see Japanese used in our textbook. And just to summarize as what Justin said, each unit is consistent in its flow, 1, 2, 3, introduction, drills, and then practice. So your students will feel very comfortable as they progress through the book in each unit.
And that really helps to support the teachers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not only this textbook is developed for students to meet the students' needs, it's also developed to meet the teachers' needs as well. I already touched on that a little bit, but I'll go further into detail now. So yes, the Japanese is very supportive for the students, but also for the teachers as well. You know, if you get a question from a student about a meaning or about a grammar point, and you have to explain all in English, then you have to simplify, you have to use gesture, you have to exemplify, and that takes a lot of time, which you don't have in your classes. So having Japanese there is a great support, both for the student and for the teacher, to maximize the efficiency of your time. Not only that, but the textbook has a focus on individual work, as I said, not on pair work or group work. So when the students are doing their tasks, which are focusing on individual progression and success, that's good time for the teacher to walk around the class, spot check, and provide feedback. If the teacher does want to have some more communicative practice, we have thought about that and we haven't ignored it. At the back of our textbooks, there are role plays that you can use either in pair work or group work, which I think Justin's going to show us now. We're just going to zoom to the back of the book and have a look.
All right, see each unit, it's labeled with the corresponding role play with the grammar that's covered in the unit.
So yeah, you can assign these either as supplementary role plays if you have a very dynamic class, a small class that would benefit from pair work or group work, or you can assign these as very useful homework tasks, because I know that setting homework can also be a challenge for teachers who are already very busy and you don't have time to create extra materials. Well, this textbook has those materials already prepared and ready for you to use. There's also some project pages at the back of the book. Many of the university classes, the grading relies on project work, examinations, and then participation or attendance. So thinking about that, we wanted to make sure that there was some pages in the book that were dedicated to project work. We haven't specified exactly what kind of project it's for, because I know that each teacher and each university has their own goals regarding project work. So it's quite generic, which is good. For example, you might do an English diary that they can do every week and write an entry there. Or if you set just a very simple Q&A, for example, homework task, or write a paragraph focusing on this grammar point, the book offers a very useful place where all the students can do their homework, because we know that sometimes if we give them homework, they will hand it in very dirty paper sometimes, or they don't know where to find paper sometimes, and they'll write it on a note, a small note. So this gives everyone access to the perfect place where they can do their homework and hand it in or show it to the teacher, avoiding that issue. Speaking of the level increments that Justin referred to before, this textbook series has 4 books, and we start at a false beginner or beginner level and go up to a level around about pre-intermediate or just hitting intermediate level. That uses the CEFR framework, which is common in Europe, and it's a common framework that's used for many textbooks these days when they try to consider at what level the textbook is set at. So we aimed to make our textbook series fit that framework, and we selected grammar points and vocabulary that hit and target each of those CEFR level increments. starting at A1 level and going up to the B1 plus, maybe a little bit of B2. So you can expect your students at the end of book 4 of the series, 1, 2, 3, 4, to be quite competent in English at around a pre-intermediate or intermediate level. So that's another benefit for you as the teacher. You already have your textbooks selected, for 4 semesters, because each of our textbooks covers 1 semester's worth of study, including, as we said, project work, including extra role play supplements and examinations as well. We also prepared those for you too. So we're doing everything for you. It's a one-stop shop. So we prepared a midterm and we prepared a final examination that you are free to access and free to use with the purchase of the Get Started series. So this textbook is perfect for your students and hopefully perfect for you too, the teacher. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yes.
Okay,
Thanks so much.
This is the stellar Get Started author team and sales team signing off and saying one more time, thank you very much, and get started.